makes sense.
Hey,
Sorry to
whoa,
pick
hey,
nits.
hey, whoa.
Saying.
Focus!
We got other stuff to talk about.
The Blue Angels are in town. They've flown over a number of times over this building and possibly over yours. Did they close down the I-90, the 520? Did they do that earlier?
I don't think they do that anymore. No, they used to do that. They've changed their course, their route.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they don't need to do that.
No.
This is the big part of Seafair as they come in on Thursday. They've got certain points that they have to sort of key off of in order to do all their maneuvers and procedures, and they come to town. It is interesting that when they stop, I think it was a couple of years ago, they didn't have them come to town, and people are like, good. People are like, I don't like those guys anywhere. They're too loud. They burn up all this fossil fuel. It's all this machismo stuff, and we don't need to be able to display that. That's not what we're about. Why don't we spend those money? Why don't we buy, spend money on teachers and not bombs?
Who said that?
You've never seen those bumper stickers?
Those are people. Yeah, those are like Seattleites.
Yes. Okay.
Right? Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Okay,
yeah.
That makes sense.
And then I was surprised to hear Jack Stein, my friend Jack Stein, the Jack and Spike show, say this about the Blue Angels.
Who do we need to talk to file a complaint about the Blue Angels? Because I live in the city.
I don't think there's a way to file a complaint against the Blue Angels.
They don't have
that likable.
They don't have a complaint line.
Maybe the U.S. Air Force. I don't know.
Okay, give me the whoever the head is of the U.S. Air Force. I need to speak to this person immediately because this is annoying. I don't like the Blue Angels. Laura, are you going to back me up on this? Or are you going to?
No, sorry.
Yeah,
Why?
you're on your own.
I love it. I love them. They're so fun to watch. It's so thrilling.
Why is it thrilling?
Because it's loud and the things that's fast and it's happening in front of you and it feels death defying. And I just love it. I don't know. I don't have anything really profound to say about why I love it. It just
To see weapons of mass
patriotism swells in the heart of the American bear.
Boom.
He must be kidding, right? Is he kidding?
There's more.
Indeed,
I just love it.
I think there's something. I think we should shy away from war pornography. I really think that we should shy away.
I don't disagree. I think it's absolutely propaganda. I do not disagree.
I don't think they're doing a live fire exercise.
No, but
for
this is the thing. I find it to be very North Korea, Soviet style parade-esque, and basically what I think it's like is it's almost like the United States government flaunting. It's like if Robin Hood took his bags of gold and went back up to the rich people with gigantic chariots and was like, "Look what I bought with your money, you guys!" Uncle Sam rips us off, and then he spends money on toys, which are also weapons of mass death and destruction.
That's what happens in war, right? That's what happens.
One quick correction.
Thanks, Tom.
Somebody said contact the U.S. Air Force. If you want to.
Yeah, they are
actually
the
U.S. Navy.
Yeah,
Navy.
I own up to that one.
There's a
Come on,
there's
man.
normally
on the spot with that one.
So of the pilots, sometimes there's 5 of them are Navy. There might be 1 Marine mixed in there and stuff.
Thank you, John.
Jack, the reason this is, I think, interesting or provocative is because most people would assume it's good. They're with Laura on the idea. It's sort of fun. But there are people that look at it like, wait a minute, why are we spending money to have these things fly around? Does it really do anything? Does it create recruiting? Because it's supposed to be a recruiting tool. Does anybody watch the Blue Angels and then join? And
Just
then
run and sign up, yeah.
So I look to see, I know there's been some different studies on it. It's hard to be able to connect the two. I can tell you this, when my son Rye saw the Blue Angels, I think he was 3, because I went and got a chance to fly with the Blue Angels, and he was holding a sign that says, "My dad is in the danger zone." If throwing up on your lap is the danger zone, I was definitely in the danger zone. So he saw the Blue Angels at 3 years old, and then he now has his pilot's license.
Does he really?
Yeah. So
that's cool.
So is that a direct result of the? Now, does it necessarily mean that he's going to join? I wanted him to join the Navy. I wanted him to fly, but he's too tall. Once you get over a certain size, I think it's over 6'2", they make you sign this waiver saying that if you have to eject from the plane, you realize you're going to lose both of your legs. So he's like, I don't know if I want to get in on that because he's 6'4", so he'd have problems getting out of the plane. But generally, heck, we pay for these planes. We should be able to see them, have them fly over. And I love it. I love the noise. I love the speed. And every time those things go by, I said, who would ever blank with the U.S. military?
I feel the exact same way. I think most people listening probably have the same reaction. You see them, that thunder that you feel in your chest when you see them fly by. They're so good at what they do too. If you guys haven't seen it, I highly recommend this. There's a great documentary. If you're not going to go out and watch them at Seafair this weekend, which I recommend you do. I'm going to. Joe, you're going, right?
Saturday.
You're going to be there Saturday. Yeah. You're going to be on the log boom,
yes,
Richie
sir.
Rich. So the Blue Angels are performing this weekend at Seafair. I think they did a run earlier today. If you are not going to see them, there's a documentary on Amazon that you can watch on Amazon Prime, and it's called The Blue Angels. It's produced by J.J. Abrams and Glenn Powell, who stars in the new Twisters movie, who was also in Top Gun. It's a really cool behind the scenes. They follow the Blue Angels team for an entire performance season, which is like 9 months, and it shows the training that they do, which is unbelievable. It really is like, it really gives you a behind the scenes look at how difficult it is to be one of these pilots. They're flying these planes 18 inches apart when they're doing that diamond thing that they do.
Yeah. You know what the joke is?
What?
Why do they fly 18? Actually, it's 19. Why do you fly 19 inches apart?
Why?
Because 18 would be crazy.
I think they tell that in the documentary. That's in the documentary.
Yeah.
But no, it's
a
like
joke that they used on us, too. You know why we fly 19 inches apart? No, because 18 would be crazy.
Nice.
It does get you all machoed up. When I got a chance to fly with
What's
them, we
wrong
spent an
with
hour and a half learning how to eject and then what you do when you eject if you land in water. And then they put you in the suit. I look like a Jiffy Lube mechanic, and they look like they've been poured into their suit. So I got the flat, crappy ass, and I got my arms are all wiggling and stuff. And this guy comes
They're all
out
finely fitted.
Oh my God!
Tailored.
Yeah,
they look fantastic.
They spray painted it on the guy.
Yeah.
His name was Captain Anderson. Mr. Curley, ready to go? Aye, Captain, let's go. And you're in the back seat there, and you do the hick maneuver. You put your hands underneath the leather straps. You bring your fists in tight. You bring your elbows into your rib cage. You close your anus. You close your toes as well. And you
That's to keep the blood from knocking you out, right?
He's like, okay. All right, Mr. Curley, here we go. We're going to do a hick. We're going to give me a good, strong hick on 3. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to ask for the hick. So here we go. Ready? And 1, 2, 3. And I'm like, hick, 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 hick. And I hear him. Hick, 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 hick. Okay, come off the hick now. Come on. 3, 2, 1, off hick. He's like, all right, that's great. You're doing good. That was 3 Gs. Let's get go. We're going to get up to 5. You ready to go? So we're going to make a turn. We're going to come off this. We're going to do some diamond cuts. We're going to come back and forth on the 3, Mr. Curley, on the 3 on. Here we go on K on 3. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3, and hick, hick. Come on now. And I'm like, hick, hick, hick. Stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me. I'm like, hick, 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 hick. Come off the hick. Come off the hick. Come off the hick. Come off the hick. Because when you go 0 Gs, which the thing is upside downs, if you're still hicking, I mean, it's really bad. So he gives you a warning, and then I said, he goes, let's go out to Mount St. Helens. Take a look at Mount St. Helens. So I'm sitting in the back seat. So top speed 700 miles an hour. Not going to do that, but he zips towards Mount St. Helens. Says, how do you shoot people? And he goes, oh, I'll show you. So they flip this thing on, and it shows you all targets. All targets. So it shows all the targets, and it's a female voice. All targets, and then it comes up because it's getting transponders. All targets civilian. You're like, oh, look at that. So then it shows you where all the targets are. And then it says, no ordnance on. No ordnance on. Because he goes, so if I wanted to shoot those, you press the button and it shows you all the targets that it would shoot in the order that it would take them out first. He goes, you take the ones closest, it would get that one, that one, that one, that one. And then the ones further down, nautical miles out there. And then he goes, but look, and it says all targets civilian. Because the transponders are coming back as civilian. But he goes, we also don't have any weapons on board. So then we go off, and then we did 3 or 4 more maneuvers. The rule was, when I did it, they have 9 maneuvers. Every time you could get one, the guy could get all 9 maneuvers done without the person giving up or just wanting to stop flying
or
and
passing
not throw
out.
Or passing out.
Yep.
They'd still let them pass out. They get credit. Then you could get a certain number of points every town they went into. Then they could move up from flying the media, which they don't like flying, and get in with the real team. So you're working your way up. You fly media, and then if you can get enough media people to stay in, because they used to come into town and then just get the weatherman to vomit within 5 seconds. And they said, guys, this isn't doing anything for us, so let's do an incentive program. You keep the guy in the seat the longest, and then you'll get the
bad
points.
reviews for some reason.
So I was in there. He goes, okay, here we go. This is the big one. This is going to be the break. So if we're coming in on an aircraft carrier, Mr. Curley, what we do is we got to take a lot of speed off because we're going to come in on a turn. We're going to spin the tail around. We're going to take all that speed off to hit that aircraft carrier. So this is going to be a big one for you. This is going to be about 6 Gs, 7 Gs. You ready to go on K? And I went, no, Captain Anderson. Captain Anderson, I'm done. No, Mr. Curley, you stay in that seat. I said, no, I am done. no, Mr. Curley, you're doing great. You're doing great. You're doing just fine. I said, Captain Anderson, land it. I'm going to have to, you know what? The pain is temporary, but shame's going to last forever. I said, nice try. Land it. And he goes, you know what, Miss Curley? I'm going to ask you to stay in that seat because you can do this. You can do this. I said, I don't want to throw up. I haven't thrown up in 7 years. I don't want to throw up. And I said, please land this. Listen, you're going to be able to do this. And I said, I don't want to try. I don't want to do it. I must pass out on the last one. Please land it. I said, I'm a taxpayer. I want this plane on the ground. And he said, I'm a taxpayer too. I said, I know, but I pay more taxes than you do. So land the plane, land it, get it down. And he turned around. I want to go home. And I got out. And Jackie from Jackie and Bender got in the plane, and she did all 9 maneuvers. And she's like, you're a loser.
Oh, no, Jackie.
She was totally fine.
She was, well, I don't know how fine she was, but I knew bad. The one just before that was so bad. I just didn't want to do the thing where you pass out and wake up and you're all.
Did he do any zero gravity stuff?
You do the loop
So you're,
in the inside and the loop on the outside. I was fine with that. It was the weird hard turns where they're doing these like skidding turns and you can't move anything. Your hands, everything is like 10 times gravity. It was ridiculous.
Here's the thing, like people who are critical of
and the
Blue
amazing
Angels,
thing is, these guys, they are in such great shape.
Yeah,
they
they are.
don't wear pressure suits. Normally, a jet pilot would have a pressure suit. So as the G's pick up, it inflates pressure into their legs. But because they're flying on that wire and it's so tight, they don't want that suit to bump it in any way. So they have to constantly.
well, that's that 19-inch, 18-inch wingspan thing. They talk about that in the documentary.
Right
They said-
beside each other.
Yeah, it's crazy. But they say the pressure suits, because they inflate, like you're saying, it would throw them off by just a millimeter, which could be a disaster.
So my
for them.
hicking, and you hear him.
You're like, am I supposed to pee my pants? Because I've done that now.
Yeah, it was great.
So did you end up throwing up?
No, I didn't.
Success.
And do I?
Great success.
Do I have the experience of 7 Gs? No, but at least I didn't throw up. Because the main thing about throwing up is I feel bad because once you get in it, it's not very comfortable. A lot of metal all over the place. Where am I going to throw up? Into like this gears or the stuff to the right?
Yeah, how
Somebody
does
has to
that
come
work
in
out?
there.
They have to, like,
and I don't
dry
want
it
to do
off?
that. It's a mess for somebody else. I don't want to be like the same thing, like pooping in public. I don't want to mess. I don't want to stink up anything. I don't want to make it uncomfortable for the next person. And he's like, oh, you got a throw up bag in your pants. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to pull that out, take this oxygen thing off and retch into a bag. And then I got a bag on my lap. It was like the whole thing was just too messy. Just land it. There we go.
Good job. Good job making it through.
Concern for everybody else.
2 or 3 turns, whatever you did.
I like the best thing is he said, okay, so if we have to, it's the guy gets up. All right, everybody, so here's what's going to happen. If we're going to have to eject from the plane, here's what we have to do. All right, you're going to hear 1, 2, 3, eject, or whatever the code was. You're going to reach down, you're going to grab that golden handle, and you're going to pull it. And he goes, you're only going to hear me say eject, eject the 3rd time. That's the last time you're going to hear my voice. The top is going to blow off, the canopy is going to go off, and I'm out of here. You want to come right behind me, come right with us. So grab that golden handle. I was like, then what happens? Yeah, in the back, what happens then? Oh, you got 2 rockets under the chair. So the 2 rockets on the chair shoot the chair that you're sitting in.
No way.
Way up above the jet, and the jet dips off to the right and crashes wherever it's going to go. Now you're in the chair, which has a parachute connected to it, and then when you get up to a certain height, then all of a sudden it stops. As it starts to come down, the parachute opens up, and now you are gently gliding down into the water with a 500-pound chair strapped to your back. And he goes, that point, when you hit the water, you have to unhook the chair. I'm like, oh yeah, like this is going to happen. Like I don't remember any of this.
Would they really let you pull a thing? Like, do you have access
If
to
the
it?
plane is crashing.
No, I think he was messing with you. I think he was
Oh
messing
no,
with you.
all of the training in that room was all about the golden handle. He's going to pull it. If he pulls his, you pull
But
yours.
you can't sit back there accidentally and pulling.
You
pulling
know, it
yours
takes
before.
a lot. It's this thing right there between you. You got to pull it up.
Yeah.
He's going to pull his. I guess they unhook something. He said, if we have to get out of this thing, we're getting out. And the canopy's going to fly off, and we're going to shoot up in the air. And it's just 2 of us in these chairs with these fires shooting out from underneath it.
In the water.
And then he goes,
on these
now,
rocket chairs.
and then he goes, okay, part 2. If you land in the water, I'm like, yeah. Oh, come on. We landed in the water. How are we going to remember all this stuff?
He goes, you're not.
You get a
You're gonna die."
5-point harness. You want to unhook one, just think AB1, 2. AB1, unhook, and then it's going to discard from behind you. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
You're like, what if
This
I don't know
got
how
me-
to swim?
My own feces at that point would keep me afloat.
I'm so pumped for Saturday.
Yeah, it's going to be sweet. Blue Angels are
Thank
fun.
you, Andrew.
Yeah, so Jack doesn't know.
He doesn't know. And you know what? The machismo thing, he say, women love it, men love it. Everybody loves Blue Angels. It's great. Everybody if you don't love it,
You know what?
You got-
It's
you got
sad. We go to
problems.
war. You know what? We need more of our guys to kill more of their guys. That's as simple as it is, as it always has been and always will be. And the most sophisticated will win more. You'll just take more lives. I'm sorry. It's true. It's
and these,
terrible, but that's
these
the way it's-
FA-18 Super Hornets, which is what they're flying.
These are the old
fantastic.
ones. These aren't even the new ones.
No, these are, so the last 4 years, they say they've been flying these upgraded,
Okay.
they call them Legacy Hornets, so maybe they are the older ones, but
I'm
they're
not-
upgraded.
I wonder if there's a place to vomit in there. Yes.
I'm not sure how many will be there, but I think it's tomorrow night that some of them will be throwing out the first pitch.
Oh, is that right?
At the ballpark, yeah.
Do they still stay at the WAC?
I don't know. But we used to have them. Occasionally, they would do a flyover during the, right at the conclusion of the national anthem. It was timed perfectly, and you could hear them just coming, in the background.
exactly.
It's
I would
just
hate that.
awe-inspiring.
God bless the Blue Angels.
All right.